Okay, hopefully just raw dog this. Right, yeah. It felt nice. Oh, spin around on the wrong side. Um, so far so good. Right, so 55 kilos. Oh, so nice. Right, and so today's session is a upper day. We concentrate on the chest. I think tomorrow's sessions, I'm probably going on from this. It's going to be like an up and lower day. I've had 4 days off from the gym, which have been quite phenomenal, to be fair. Been very busy, so I've not been lazy. Been cracking on things in and around the house, which has been really, really nice. But with the time off, we need to now get back into that groove of working out and getting our body pumped again. Hopefully, we'll sort of get some gains on the board and hopefully get some bigger movements on some of the probably more important movements I want to concentrate on. So let's see how things move, and hopefully we'll get some proper progression. But it's like anything, it always takes a degree of time before things actually start to register. But 60 kilos on, and oh, I don't know why, I just hooked my leg up like a little girl. There we go. Weird. Right, so still 60 kilos. Oh, feels tighter. Cool. Okay, I think what we're going to do is make sure we touch on the chest, just trying to get that rhythm, that pattern of behaviour ingrained into the actual setup. Start teaching the body that it's safe, that nothing's going to happen, and if it does, we have the safety bars there to protect us. So, oh yes. So that was a bit better. I think what we're going to do now is just increase the weight. I think we need to start like taking just like little baby steps. I think jumping up 5 kilos is pretty too much. So we'll go find some 1 kilo plates and take it. Right, so that is now, what's that, 62 kilos. So Absolutely spot on. So just get everything lined up. I was just trying to repeat the same type of behaviours, trying to keep up the same patterns. So that's good. It's not the cleanest of reps, but it's good. It's good enough. Like I said, my goal is to try and get up to 80 kilos, something that I've probably never ever done with proper form. And even though that rep was pretty shitty, I think it's trying to teach the mind and the body that we can do this. That we do have the reserves there. Just got to just put under that constant stress. So anyway, I think it's going to be time for the slingshot. So load up a bit more weight on the bar. Thing I like about this slingshot, it does give you that real at the lower end of the rep, it does come into its own. It's such an amazing feeling. Right, so that was like the most horriblest rep ever. Oh, that was disgusting. And, but we got it done in the end. But it's doing things like this that is going to help us in the long term get stronger. And sometimes you have them shitty reps. So, by the by, so we got it up. That is the main thing, but it was shit. Right. So, the reason why I use the slingshot and the wrist straps, mainly because it gives me a safe exercise and it also helps me overload the muscle without causing any issues further down the line. And also it gives me a better, stricter form in terms of hand placement and where I can actually place my elbows, because what this is trying to do is trying to bring my arms back together. So it just really helps lock things in. So hopefully we just put this weight up to 77 kilos. So we didn't go anywhere near where we wanted to, but like I was saying, it actually creates this framework that is very restrictive in terms of where my elbows can flare out to, but also it will help at the bottom end of the rep. And it's all about just stimulating the muscle and getting the joints and muscles and all the connecting tissue to get used to the required weight that I'm trying to push the capacity up to. So it is a long journey ahead. Like I said, if I can get up to 80 kilos this year, I'd be really, really stoked. But the more the merrier. But I do believe that this will help me get to them bigger weights. And what I think the most important thing is it's not always about the weight that you're shifting, it's the manner that you shift it. And also, do you see the benefits of lifting that weight? You know, for me, I think in due course, I will get stronger, I will get more muscular, and And for that, I'm not lifting particularly heavy weights. So I think that's a win-win all around, really. Right, okay, so 77 kilos. Let's see if we can get this bar down to the chest and then rep it back up again. The last 2 reps have been a bit iffy, if I'm honest. But right. I think what we're going to do is do one more rep. It says I do want to get up to 80 kilos and just trying to rep at 80 kilos. But again, it's all about trying to teach that good mechanics. So we'll do another rep at 77. I'm trying to get it down to our chest. We weren't far off. Again, it's just, like I said, it's just teaching the body what I think it's expected of it and it's safe to do so. So just rewiring things and making sure the body is firing on all cylinders and hopefully push out that rep. So just trying to get everything programmed in the head. It's not so good, but it's one of them things. Sometimes you fail. You just got to get yourself back up, back on it again. Oh dear. So here we go again. So try again. Let's shoot with my feet up. I don't want to just. Good habit. Good habit. Ah, failed again. I think that's the sign of give the fuck up. So we'll jump on to something else. God damn. Never mind. Never mind. Right. Oh. Oh. Wow. Okay, so I think what I need to make sure is that this morning I forgot to have any type of pre-workout, not pre-workout, don't take any pre-workout, but forgot to have my banana. So maybe that bit of a sugar boost would help in this situation. But anyway, doesn't matter. We'll just do what we can today. Right, and so I think note to self is I need to make sure I have a banana and a kiwi before, at least an hour before I come to the gym. I think having that sugar reserved would definitely probably help with getting a better pump, would help with the energy levels. I don't feel terrible, and I do feel awake. I do feel alert. So I just think maybe having that extra fuel in the tank would definitely be more beneficial. But it's one of them. What we're going to do now is going to jump onto the flies, really trying to open up the chest, and see what we can do. So yeah, let's do that. So let's get set. Here we go. Now is have this a bit higher. Oh, oh, wow. Okay, so up and the right to 35. There we go. Yeah, they're the same. Oh, wow, wow, wow. Okay, so let's do this high to low, and again lower the weight back down to 25. Put the twinge in my left shoulder then. Oh. Definitely feel there's a bit of a disconnect. Something that should be stronger. Feels really weak. That's the thing, it feels weaker. And I do put it down to an injury from falling down the stairs. So just feels like a bit of a disconnect with that. There should be a fluid motion. It feels really gritty. It feels really grainy, and it feels horrible from there. We'll lower the weight back down. Just trying to get. Maybe it's just down to nerve damage, tissue damage. Weird. Very weird. This size just fluid. Yeah, it's weird. Just is something I can work out. Maybe it's just something else. Weird. Right. So This is going to be heavy. Okay. Oh. 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 That felt good. 5 kilos aside. Nice, easy, sure bar. I think what we'll do is increase the weight of 5 kilos aside. So that should be nice. Pardon me. I do have 10 kilos aside, and I think the bar is a Jordan bar, and I think that's 10 kilos. So 35. Well, 30 kilos settled. I do believe it's 10 kilo bar, so we'll see how this goes. Yeah, it's just not the best lighting, is it? But there we go. Yeah, it feels nice. Wow. Wow. It makes a big difference, to be fair. Was going to do this on the cables, but I think sometimes that different types of resistance just changes the actual exercise. So 30 kilos, not too bad, not too shabby, but it might just be the upper end of my strength at the moment. But we can also add a bit more weight and make it a bit more difficult. Why not? So that's what we'll do. Kilos. Oh, oh, oh. Wow. I say yes. That's really heavy. But no pain, no gain, as I say. But I think that is definitely on my upper limit. So what we'll do is we'll just change the apparatus and go on to the cable curls instead. So let's get that. Right. Up the weight again. And then I think that might be it for today. Right, and so that concludes today's session. It's been a good session. I've enjoyed the session itself. Also, I've enjoyed the time off, and I think that's probably going to be the most important element of the training regime. Is going to be making sure I have the time off. At least a day off a week. Trying to break up that cycle and hopefully give my body enough time to recuperate and not overload the body with strenuous exercise and that keep on asking questions of it all the time. I think you need to allow the body to recover naturally and in good time. So do about 5 sessions before we have another day off. And I think that'd be really critical in making some significant progress. So we'll see how February goes. I think with last month we did about 20 odd sessions. And I think this month if we can get in and around the same amount of sessions as last month in the past. But I do see things progressing slowly. I do see some of the changes within my my upper body at least. So I'll see you again tomorrow, which will be a lower day. So and that'll be hamstrings. That means deadlifts. That means hip thrusts and adductors. So it should be a nice session. So